Mario Barwuah Balotelli is an Italian professional footballer who plays as a striker for Serie A club AC Milan and the Italian national team. He started his professional football career at Lumezzane and played for the first team twice before having an unsuccessful trial at FC Barcelona, and subsequently joining Inter Milan in 2007. Inter manager Roberto Mancini brought Balotelli into the first team, but when Mancini left, Balotelli's disciplinary record fell away. He had a strained relationship with new manager José Mourinho and was suspended from Inter's first team in January 2009 after a number of disciplinary problems. In March 2010, he came under criticism by Inter fans after he appeared on the Italian TV show Striscia la notizia, wearing an AC Milan jersey. This damaged the prospect of him having a long career at Inter, but he did make several appearances after that. With doubts over his career at Inter, former coach Roberto Mancini had since moved to Manchester City and decided to give Balotelli a fresh chance at a new club. He joined Manchester City in August 2010, where his performances and off-field activities continued to be enigmatic and unpredictable. Nicknamed Super Mario, he earned his first cap for the Italian national team on August 10, 2010 in a friendly match against Côte. Early life: Mario Balotelli was born in Palermo, Sicily to immigrants from Ghana. The family moved to Bagnolo Mela in the province of Brescia, Lombardy, when he was 2. In 1993, the authorities suggested he be placed into foster care. The Barwuah family gave up the 3-year-old boy to an Italian foster family, the Balotellis. His foster parents, Silvia and Francesco Balotelli, who are Italian Jews, lived in the town of Concesio, Brescia, in northern Italy. At first, he stayed at the Balotellis during the weekdays, and returned to his biological parents on weekends. But after a while he started to be indifferent towards his biological parents and adopted the surname of the Balotellis, and it was arranged for him to be permanently fostered by the Balotellis. In June 2012, he dedicated his goals that put Italy in the final of the Euro 2012 Football Championships to his foster mother Silvia, and rushed over to embrace her as she wept after the win. Balotelli had to wait until his 18th birthday to request Italian citizenship, as the Balotellis had not adopted him. Balotelli officially gained citizenship in Concesio on August 13, 2008. After the ceremony he released the following statement: Mario has 3 biological siblings, Abigail, Enoch, and Angel Barwuah. Enoch Barwuah, 2 years his junior, had a trial at English Premier League side Stoke City in December 2011, and Sunderland in January 2012, before signing with Salford City on November 16, 2012. Enoch switched to Maltese Premier League side Como in July 2013. Club career: Lumezzane. Balotelli began his career at Lumezzane. At the age of 15 he was promoted to the first team, making his first team debut in a Serie C1 league match against Padova on April 2, 2006. Internazionale. Having had an unsuccessful trial with Barcelona at the age of 15, Balotelli was signed by Internazionale in 2006 on loan with a preset price of €150,000 to co-own the player. In June 2007 Inter exercised the option and purchased another half for additional €190,000. On November 8, 2007, as part of Sheffield FC's 150th anniversary celebrations, Balotelli featured in a friendly between the two sides at Sheffield United's Bramall Lane. The game finished 5-2 to Inter, with Balotelli scoring twice. He made his first team and Serie A debut on December 16, 2007, replacing David Suazu in a 2-0 win against Cagliari. 3 days later he was featured in the starting lineup in a Coppa Italia match against Ravenna, scoring 2 goals in a 4-1 win. Balotelli gained national attention after he scored 2 goals against Juventus in the return leg of the Coppa Italia quarter-finals, being instrumental in a 3-2 away win for Inter. His first Serie A goal then came in April 2008 in a 2-0 away win against Atalanta. Inter went on to win the 2007-08 Serie A. Balotelli was a substitute in the 2008 Supercoppa Italiana final against Roma. He came on as a replacement for Luis Figo, scoring in the 83rd minute. Inter went on to win the final 6-5 on penalties after the match ended 2-2. In November 2008, Balotelli became the youngest Inter player to score in the Champions League when he scored a goal in a 3-3 draw against Cypriot side Anorthosis from Augusta, beating the previous record set by Obafemi Martins. In an April 2009 match with Juventus where he scored Inter's only goal in a 1-1 draw, Balotelli was racially abused by Juventus fans throughout the game. This led Inter owner Massimo Moratti to say that he would have pulled the team off the pitch had he been present. The racist chants were also condemned by Juventus chairman Giovanni Coboli Gigli, and Juventus were given a one-game home fan ban because of the incident. Inter won Serie A for the fourth time in a row. In his second season with Inter, Balotelli had a number of disciplinary problems, most notably involving head coach José Mourinho, who excluded him from the first team in the second half of January 2009. Earlier that season Mourinho had accused Balotelli of showing a lack of effort in training, stating, "As far as I'm concerned, a young boy like him cannot allow himself to train less than people like Figo, Car3Doba, and Zanetti." Balotelli continued to be the subject of racist chants throughout the season, becoming the focus of Juventus fans even during games not involving Inter, leading to Juventus being fined twice and the club ultimately punished with a partial stadium closure. Balotelli's disciplinary problems, and his difficult relationship with Mourinho, continued in the 2009 Euro-10 season. In November Inter drew 1-1 against Roma and Mourinho criticised his players, even going as far as saying that Balotelli came close to a 0 rating. Balotelli had another negative encounter with Juventus fans in the heated Derby d'Italia encounter in an away match against Juventus on December 5, 2009, which Inter lost 2-1. When he was elbowed by Juventus midfielder Felipe Melo in the shoulder, Balotelli fell theatrically onto the pitch, for which he was booked, while Melo was sent off for a second yellow card. The incident sparked an altercation between Balotelli's teammate Diego Motta and Juventus goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon. The tension between Balotelli and Mourinho reached its peak on the eve of the UEFA Champions League second leg against Chelsea after the young striker was not called up, following an altercation with his manager. Despite Inter's 1-0 win at Stamford Bridge, London, Balotelli was criticised by several senior players including captain Javier Zanetti and veteran defender Marco Materazzi, as well as by his own agent. In March 2010 he came under heavy criticism from fans after he publicly sported an AC Milan jersey on the Italian show Striscia La Notizia. Balotelli released a statement of apology in Internazionale's official website that read, "After a falling out with Mourinho, Balotelli was recalled for Inter's April 2010 match against Bologna, and he marked his return with a goal in their 3-0 win." He again caused controversy in the Champions League semi-final against Barcelona on April 20, 2010 as he threw his jersey on the ground after the final whistle, in response to Inter fans who had booed him for his poor performance. He admitted 3 years later that the incident was the only regret in his life. Disgruntled fans confronted and tried to attack Balotelli after the game. His behavior on the pitch brought disapproval from his teammates, with Zanetti publicly saying Mario needs to focus on doing what he can do on the pitch, he can't allow himself to behave like this. Amid these controversies with his club and manager, many Premier League teams, including Manchester United and Manchester City, indicated that they were interested in signing Balotelli in July 2010. Manchester City, 2010 €11, after weeks of speculation Inter reached an agreement for Balotelli's transfer to Manchester City on August 12, 2010 for £21.8 million. At Manchester City Balotelli reunited with his former boss, Roberto Mancini, who said, "His style of play will suit the Premier League, and because he is still so young there is a big chance for him to improve. He is a strong and exciting player, and City fans will enjoy watching him." Balotelli exchanged squad number with teammate Greg Cunningham so that he could continue to wear the number 45 shirt. On August 19, 2010 Balotelli came on as a substitute to score in his debut against Politano Timișoara in a 1-0 away win in the Europa League, but during the match injured the lateral meniscus in his right knee and on September 8 underwent surgery that sidelined him until October. Balotelli eventually made his Premier League debut on October 24 as a substitute in a 3-0 home defeat to Arsenal and made his first Premier League on October 30 in a 2-1 away defeat to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Balotelli scored his first and second Premier League goals on November 7 in a 2-0 away win to West Brom. In the same game Balotelli received a red card for violent conduct as the result of a clash with Youssouf Moulambo, which his manager Roberto Mancini described as unfair. Balotelli scored the first two of City's 3 goals in the 3-0 win over FC Red Bull Salzburg in Manchester City's Europa League group stage match. On December 21, 2010 Balotelli won the Golden Boy Award, saying that only one of the past winners was slightly better than he was Lionel Messi. He also claimed not to know of Arsenal's Jack Wilshere, the player he narrowly beat to the award. On December 28, 2010 Balotelli scored his first Premier League hat-trick in a 4-0 win over Aston Villa. Despite this success Balotelli still had disciplinary problems, and in March 2011 he was sent off in the second leg of Manchester City's Europa League draw with Dynamo Kiev. On May 14, 2011 Balotelli was man of the match in the 2011 FA Cup final as Manchester City defeated Stoke City 1-0 to win their first trophy in 35 years. 2011 Euro 12. Balotelli scored his first goal of the 2011 Euro 12 campaign in a 2-0 League Cup win against Birmingham City. He followed this up with the opening goal against Everton 3 days later. On October 1, 2011 he scored his third goal in as many games in a 4-0 win away to Blackburn Rovers. Balotelli scored the opening 2 goals and forced the dismissal of Johnny Evans as City beat Manchester United 6-1 at Old Trafford on October 23, 2011 in what would prove to be a decisive game in helping win Manchester City the league title. Balotelli made his Champions League debut for City on November 2, 2011, in the second leg against Villarreal. He scored on a penalty shot near the end of the first half, his first Champions League goal for City and his 7th goal overall in the season. On November 27, Balotelli came on as a 65th-minute substitute against Liverpool and was sent off after receiving 2 yellow cards. Balotelli scored using his right shoulder in City's 5-1 win over Norwich City on December 3. He put City 1-0 up against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge after just 2 minutes on December 12, although Chelsea rallied to win 2-1. On January 22, 2012, Balotelli came on as a substitute during a match against Tottenham Hotspur. He appeared to stamp on Scott Parker during the match against Tottenham, but, already booked, did not get a second yellow from referee Howard Webb, who did not see the incident. Balotelli subsequently scored his first goal of 2012, an injury-time penalty which secured a 3-2 win for City. He was charged for violent conduct for the kick against Scott Parker and was suspended for 4 matches, 3 for violent conduct and 1 for his second sending off. On February 25, he scored his 10th league goal of the season in a 3-0 home win against Blackburn Rovers. He scored again the following game in a 2-0 win against Bolton Wanderers. On March 31, Balotelli scored twice as City drew 3-3 at home against Sunderland. However, Balotelli was criticised for his actions in the match after squabbling with Alexander Kolarov over a free kick. Roberto Mancini claimed after the game that he had considered substituting Balotelli just 5 minutes into the match. On April 8, 2012, Balotelli received his 4th red card of the season, after receiving his second yellow card during the match for a tackle against Bakary Sagna during City's 1-0 loss to Arsenal in April 2012. He was banned for 3 games. After the Arsenal match, Mancini appeared to have finally lost his patience with Balotelli, suggesting that Balotelli would not play any part in the remainder of City's season and be sold by the club. Despite this, Balotelli did make an appearance as a late substitute in the last game of the season, a title-deciding match against Queen's Park Rangers. Balotelli provided the assist to striker Sergio Aguero 1/4 euro. who scored in the 94th minute to give City their first league title since 1968. 2012 Euro 13. In December 2012, Balotelli decided to fight against Manchester City's decision to fine him 2 weeks' wages for his poor disciplinary record the previous season by taking his club to a Premier League tribunal. Balotelli missed 11 games domestically and in Europe last season because of suspensions. With less than a day remaining to the start of the hearing, Balotelli dropped his tribunal action and accepted the fine. Milan. On January 29, 2013, AC Milan's organising director Umberto Gandini announced that the team had agreed a deal to sign Balotelli from Manchester City on a 4.5-year deal rumoured to be worth £20 million plus bonuses and add-ons. Manchester City's then-manager Roberto Mancini suggested he had sanctioned Balotelli's sale to Milan for the good of the player, describing the forward as like another one of my children, and saying Balotelli could become one of the best players in the world when restored to Serie A on January 31, 2013. The Serie A giants completed the signing, and Balotelli was awarded the number 45 shirt, the same number he wore for Inter Milan and Manchester City. Milan's vice president, Adriano Galliani, said Balotelli in Rossoneri is a dream that has been realized. It is a transfer that everyone wanted, club, president and fans. Balotelli received a warm reception when he returned to Milan. His arrival saw some fans scuffling with police and one policeman was taken to hospital with head injuries. It has been stated that Silvio Berlusconi's signing of Balotelli will help him gain extra votes in the upcoming Italian general election. 2012 Euro 13. On February 3, 2013, Balotelli made his debut for Milan and scored 2 goals, including a last-minute penalty to earn a 2-1 victory over Udinese. The win lifted Milan to 4th in the table, ahead of Inter Milan on goal difference. In the next 2 matches, Balotelli scored 2 goals, including 30-yard free kick against Parma. With that goal, he equalled Oliver Bierhoff's record of 4 goals in first 3 matches for AC Milan. In his 5th appearance Balotelli appeared as a substitute against Genoa and scored his 5th goal for his new club. In the match against Palermo, Balotelli continued his impressive scoring streak with 2 more goals, one from a penalty and another from an Albanian cross. On the final day of the season, Balotelli scored his 12th goal in 13 games for Milan as the team beat Siena to qualify for the 2013 Euro 14 Champions League. 2013 Euro 14. On September 22, 2013, Balotelli missed a penalty in a competitive match for the first time in 22 attempts as a professional. The kick was saved by Pepe Reina as Milan lost 2-1 to Napoli. During a match against Catania on December 1, Balotelli accused opponent Nicola Espoli of racially abusing him, but there was insufficient evidence for any action to be taken. The following week, Balotelli scored 2 goals in a 2-2 draw with Livorno, including a sensational 30-yard direct free kick that was clocked at a speed of 109 km/h. International career. Balotelli was unable to answer call-ups to the Italian national under-15 and under-17 teams as he was still considered to be a Ghanaian immigrant. On August 7, 2007, 5 days before his 17th birthday, Balotelli received his first senior international call-up for Ghana from their coach Claude Leroy for a friendly against Senegal at the New Den Stadium in London, England, on August 21, 2007. He declined the offer citing once again his willingness to play for Italy when he became eligible. He also stated his willingness to represent Italy at international level once he acquired an Italian passport. Italy U21 coach Pierluigi Casiraghi stated his intention to call up Balotelli once he obtained Italian citizenship. On August 13, 2008 Balotelli was finally given Italian citizenship. Casiraghi called him to join the Italy national under-21 football team Azzurrini on August 29 for the matches against Greece and Croatia. In his debut on September 5, 2008 he scored his first international goal in a 1-1 draw with the Greek U21s. Balotelli was named in the final 23-man squad for the 2009 UEFA European Under-21 Football Championships and scored the opening goal against the hosts Sweden in the 23rd minute. Barely 15 minutes later he was shown a red card for retaliating against a Swedish midfielder Pontus Blom. On August 10, 2010, Balotelli made his first appearance for the Italian senior team, as part of the squad announced by new head coach Ser Prandelli, in a friendly match against Côte for Italy's first match after the 2010 World Cup. In that match he started alongside debutant Amori and striker Antonio Cassano in a 1-0 loss. On November 11, 2011, Balotelli scored his first senior international goal in a 2-0 win against Poland at Stadion Mieszko in Kraków, Poland. UEFA Euro 2012. Before the tournament in the Ukraine and Poland kicked off, in June 2012 Balotelli was interviewed by a newspaper about the state of racism in the host countries. During the interview Balotelli reinforced his threats to walk off the pitch if any of the opposition's fans racially abuse him in any way, and said he would kill anyone that threw a banana at him. He spoke about his increasing fears that black players will be targeted by racists and that he refuses to accept racism in any form, talking of his past incidents surrounding racism in football, notably during his time playing in Serie A for Inter Milan. During the build-up to the competition Manchester City's manager Roberto Mancini had repetitively defended Balotelli, but he and footballer Daniel De Rossi believed that Mario would need to grow up and mature if he was going to become the centerpiece of future Italian success. On June 10, 2012, Balotelli also became the first black player to appear for Italy in a major tournament in a 1-1 draw against Spain, Italy's first match of Euro 2012. Italy and Spain later played each other for the second time in the tournament in the Ukraine's capital city of Kiev. During the 1-1 draw Balotelli failed to make an impact. He was substituted off during the 56th minute after missing multiple chances. Specifically a one-on-one with Spanish goalkeeper and captain Iker Casillas just minutes before being subbed off. His replacement was Antonio Di Natale. The 34-year-old managed to secure his 11th international goal and put Italy ahead within his time on the pitch. With Balotelli continuing his run of poor form for his nation, fans and critics began calling for Di Natale to replace the immature and unpredictable striker. Later in the tournament, on June 18, 2012, Mario Balotelli scored his first goal in a major international tournament in a 2-0 victory against the Republic of Ireland. When he attempted to celebrate this goal, he was immediately halted by teammate Leonardo Bonucci, who covered Balotelli's mouth with his hand for fear that the striker would say something to get in trouble. Balotelli had been dropped to the bench by Ser Prandelli prior to the game due to his lack of ability shown in his previous group games, so when he was subbed on against Ireland fans didn't expect him to have much of an impact, and his celebration of his goal may have originally been directed towards the naysayers who believe he is bad for the team. Balotelli went on to start against England in the quarter-finals. His performance was described as wasteful, but his effort was rated highly in a game where he missed multiple chances. He scored the first penalty taken in the shootout against his Manchester City teammate Joe Hart. Balotelli scored twice within the first 40 minutes in Italy's semi-final clash with Germany, as the Azzurri won 2-1 and progressed to the Euro 2012 final against European and world champions Spain. Going into the final, Balotelli said that Manchester City's title success meant that failure in the Euros would not signal a personal failure this season. He also said that he was unfazed by the pressure he supposedly has on his shoulders going into the final, with new high expectations of him from his home supporters after his amazing performance against Germany. During the tournament, Balotelli was subject to a case of racial abuse during the game against Croatia, which led UEFA to fine the Croatian Football Federation €80,000. 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifying. After establishing himself in the side at Euro 2012, Balotelli remained the first-choice striker for Italy's 2014 World Cup qualifying campaign. On March 21, 2013, he scored a long-range equalizer in a friendly match against Brazil at the Stade de Genève. 5 days later he scored both goals as Italy defeated Malta in a World Cup qualifier, continuing his prolific scoring streak for both club and country since signing for AC Milan. On June 7, 2013, Balotelli was sent off in a 0-0 draw with the Czech Republic in Prague. 2013 FIFA Confederations Cup. On June 3, 2013, he was named in Italy's squad for the 2013 Confederations Cup. In Italy's opening match on June 16, Balotelli scored a late winner, helping Italy to beat Mexico 2-1. In Italy's next group match with Japan, Balotelli scored a penalty to make it 3-2 after being 2-0 down in the first half. Italy went on to win the match 4-3. Prior to the semi-final, Balotelli suffered a thigh injury, preventing him from playing in the remainder of the tournament. 2014 FIFA World Cup. On June 1, 2014, Balotelli was selected in Italy's squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. In Italy's opening match of the tournament, he scored the team's winning goal in a 2-1 defeat of England on June 14. After the match against England, Balotelli says playing in the World Cup for the first time was a wonderful sensation to experience, and dedicated the goal to his future wife. Style of play: agile, quick and powerful, Balotelli is credited with pace, strength, and technical ability, but criticized for a perceived poor and immature attitude at times. Balotelli is also a set-piece specialist due to his powerful shot, and is regarded by teammates and the media as a promising but undisciplined player. He is regarded as one of the best penalty kick-takers in world football, a view backed by his former Manchester City goalkeeping teammate Joe Hart. Balotelli missed his first competitive penalty against Napoli on September 22, 2013 when it was saved by Pepe Reina. In his 2 years at Manchester City, he received 4 red cards against West Bromwich Albion, Dynamo Kiev, Liverpool and Arsenal. He has also in this time served suspensions for other incidents such as the supposed stamp on Scott Parker. Personality and reputation: Balotelli has been given a reputation by the media for being a difficult character and taking part in questionable and often amusing activities. He was once described by José Mourinho as unmanageable. In June 2010, Balotelli and a group of friends fired air pistols in the open in Milan's Piazza della Repubblica. Although denying that he is crazy as his mentor Roberto Mancini frequently claims, Balotelli has admitted that he sometimes does strange things. In 2010, he was photographed in the company of 2 noted mafia mobsters. Since joining Manchester City, Balotelli has gained a cult following. Manchester City supporters regularly sing a song with lyrics which make reference to his activities. Musician Tinci Strider recorded a song in Balotelli's honor, Mario Barwuah. Balotelli has been the subject of numerous newspaper stories since joining Manchester City. Some have been confirmed as true while others have turned out to be erroneous. Within days of joining Manchester City, Balotelli was involved in a car crash. It was reported that Balotelli was carrying a £5,000 cash at the time and that when a police officer asked why he had such a large sum of cash, Balotelli replied, "Because I am rich." Off-field activities involving Balotelli have included driving into a women's prison in Italy to have a look round, and throwing darts at a youth team player during a training ground prank all of which have been confirmed to be true. Balotelli has also been subjected to tabloid rumours about him confronting a bully in a school after querying why a young Manchester City fan wasn't attending classes, and giving a £1,000 to a homeless man on the streets of Manchester, allegations which subsequently turned out to be false. Video footage before City's Europa League clash with Dynamo Kiev in March 2011 showed Balotelli requiring assistance to put on a training bib, an incident which teammate Eden Dar Eco was seen mimicking the following week in the warm-up before City's game at Chelsea. In September 2011, Balotelli was reportedly seen using his iPad whilst on the substitutes bench for Italy during their game with the Faroe Islands, although he denied this on a visit to a prison later that week. He also celebrated his goal against Manchester United in October 2011 by unveiling a shirt with the words, "Why always me?" on it, a celebration which seemingly disputes the accuracy of newspaper reports. The day before the match, Balotelli and his friends set Balotelli's house on fire when a firework was let off in it, and later that week Balotelli was unveiled as Greater Manchester's ambassador for firework safety. On November 5, 2011, at the annual fireworks display at Edenbridge, Kent, a 12-meter-tall bonfire effigy of Balotelli was unveiled, complete with a Super Mario hat, and a house in the right hand and a giant TNT firework in his left, which were reference to his recent incident. In December 2011, Balotelli broke a 48-hour curfew before City's game against Chelsea to go to a curry house, although he was not drinking alcohol, signed autographs, posed for pictures with fellow diners and was involved in a mock sword fight using rolling pins. The club launched an internal investigation. In March 2012, when Inter Milan held a press conference for their new manager Andrea Striscia, Balotelli Gate crashed the event. In December 2012, Balotelli was due to take Manchester City to a Premier League tribunal to protest a fine of 2 weeks' wages over his poor disciplinary record, but eventually dropped his tribunal action a day before the hearing. Career statistics, club, as of match played on May 18, 2014. International, as of match played on June 24, 2014. International goals, scores and results list Italy's goal tally first. Honours, club, Internazionale, Serie A, 2007 a Euro 08, 2008 a Euro 09, 2009 a Euro 10, Coppa Italia, 2009 a Euro 10, Supercoppa Italiana, 2008, UEFA Champions League, 2009 a Euro 10, Manchester City, Premier League, 2011 a Euro 12, FA Cup, 2010 a Euro 11, FA Community Shield, 2012, International, UEFA European Football Championship runner-up, 2012, Individual, Golden Boy Award, 2010, FA Cup Final Man of the Match, 2011, UEFA Euro Team of the Tournament 2012. Serie A Team of the Year, 2012 a Euro 13. Personal life, in 2012, Balotelli featured in GQ where he and Tiny Temper were named as the first and second best-dressed men in the world. Balotelli also covered the influential New York-based American Time magazine where he was included in the 100 most influential people in the world. Balotelli is a fan of mixed martial arts, as he has stated in the past that he would love to compete in the sport professionally if he were not a footballer. Balotelli owns several cars, including a Range Rover Evoque, Ferrari 458 Spider, Bentley Continental GT, Maserati GT, and Audi R8 V10. In January 2013, Balotelli's net worth was estimated to be $40 million, up from $25 million in January 2012. Balotelli bought a £3 million mansion in the United Kingdom. Balotelli practices Buddhism, and no longer drinks alcohol. In July 2012, Balotelli's former girlfriend Raffaella Fico claimed that she was pregnant with his child, while Balotelli responded by claiming that he would only assume paternal responsibilities upon a positive paternity test. Fico's daughter Pia was born on December 5, 2012. Later in December 2012, Fico accused Balotelli of being irresponsible, and not interested in her newborn daughter. In response, Balotelli threatened to take legal action against Fico to defend his reputation against what he considered false accusations. In February 2014, Balotelli finally acknowledged paternity of his daughter Pia following a positive DNA test. In March 2013, Balotelli got engaged, and he currently resides in Italy, with his Belgian fiancée copyrightee, Fanny Nguesha. Notes. References. External links, acmilan.com profile, Mario Balotelli career stats at Soccerbase, official website, career profile La Gazzetta dello Sport, profile Eastern Soxanet, Mario Balotelli at national-football-teams.com.